Hey everybody, welcome back. So, still painted, looking pretty good I reckon. And time to start fitting bits up everywhere. So, I got handbrake cables to run, clutch cable, accelerator cable. I can't put too much up because the front suspension beam goes in there, but a few other bits and pieces I can. I'll run them all, but I'll terminate them or hold them on this side of the car so that when I put the front suspension in, once I roll it over, it won't get in the way. And then onto the wires, and so I'm going to splice them. A lot of people say you're not meant to, but I've got some nifty little heat shrink solder things in one, which work pretty well. And I've gone and got the right wire, right gauge, right colour, and so going to put them all back together. And they'll be extra long and run up to there for the moment, but I want them extra long so I can route them, hide them as much as I can, and put them out of the way. And if we get some more time, I got some other bits and pieces up on the bench which I'll show you, which are like bump stops and gear selector tube, not the selector tube, the gear shaft, and a few other little bits and pieces that I want to clean up before I roll it over and do as much as I can underneath. So what I have here, all the little bits and pieces that I need, a few tools, but what I've also done, I'm going to run, I don't know my last Kombi, I'm going to run heavy duty power all the way to the front, so I can run stereo and cigarette lighter and everything else at the front, and also going to run some 5 core up to the front as well. So I want to run like an oil pressure gauge and a few other bits and pieces like that, which I thought probably the best thing to do considering I want to look after this car. And so as we have over here, I've now changed all my benches around so I can actually use it, put all my other shit up the top there. So changed all my bench around so I can have all my, man, stop getting in the way. Put all my shit up the top and what I'm using down the bottom here, and then all my other crud over here. I try to keep it as clean as possible, but sometimes it's not so easy. So I got the front suspension beam, which I'll show you later, but yeah, I got bump stops and brake pedals and everything else which I want to clean up, gear selector shaft and new bushes, and in there I got some other bits and pieces that need to go on and more cables. But yeah, so now I'm going to get all these wires ready and those ones ready and splice them together. Oh, also I'm going to use those ones and splice them together. So what I'm going to use, if the camera would focus, is these. And so there are solder in the middle, and then the 2 orange bits are waterproof shielding and then heat shrink over the top. So that the middle one is a low temp solder which goes off pretty quickly. I've used them before. These you can get them from most places. They vary in price. I found the best place was it's like a proper car electric store, audio store even, and yeah, they were the cheapest by far. So let's put those in and see what happens. So what I've done is, not those two, chopped them all different lengths. So when I heat shield them and stuff like that, they're going to be a little bit bigger. This way if I scatter them a little bit, that after I tape them together, they're not going to be all bulbous and everything in one section. They'll all be split up a little bit, actually. Yeah, so it shouldn't be too bad, and let's get the other wires ready. So, got them all ready, got my little bits, got my wires. I'll show you in. So what they say, man, sorry about the light. Yeah, so what they say is that you want the 2 pieces of wire to interlock with each other, like so. So, let's give this a go. Can't even get it in the hole. Yes. So, like so. In, touching each other, getting all groovy, and apparently just a lighter should do it. Yeah, it would have if I didn't pull it. So, let's try that again. Test number 2. Let that go cold. Stop pulling it. Okay, got them all done. Pretty happy with them. They're all passed the tug test. I checked them all out individually. I'm just gonna, just because of the way I did it, probably should have used a heat gun or something like that, but I'm just gonna chuck some of this tape around it, which is like a loom wrapping tape, just over the connections, and then we'll wrap it up. Okay, all done. Nice and clean. Now, so what I'm using is just, it's a Tessa, sorry. It's like a fabric tape almost, so it sticks to itself really well. Yeah, it's just a proper loom tape. So I'm gonna wrap all this up and call this part done. Okay, so this Kombi here screwed up all the files on his camera and missed a heap of stuff of all I was doing on here. So as you've seen, what was I doing? I was, running all these wires up here, getting them all wrapped up, which I have. So all the wires here, all wrapped up, all the way into the engine bay, all ready to go. And then I ran some 5-core wire up the front, as I showed you on the bench, and then I ran the other power cable, and then I started cleaning up some other bits and pieces, getting ready for paint, and then I deleted all the videos. So yeah, fucking awesome. And then, so what you didn't see is painted all those bits up, and I chucked suspension arms on, and then handbrake cables front and rear. Started to do some brake lines. So I'll show you what I did, and yeah, so I'm really sorry, but this video is a bit short just because I'm an idiot. But I'll show you what I've done. So up here I have run part of the brake lines. I chucked the shift rod in and bush, which is here, slides all the way up there, fully lubed, making it all nice and slippery gypsy. And then gearbox mount, put both the arms on and started running some brake lines. And so it was a little bit annoying because what I've done is running newer brake lines on an older car, just because like I could only get 70s. No, so because I've put later 70s brakes on a 69, you get a few different brake lines and everything else. Most of it all up here is pretty good. So got the one that runs over the top of the gear selector into the two brake lines that run into the rear arms. That's all done. Got the arms on, got the clutch cable in, accelerator cable up here, all lubed up and put in. It was really good. It was actually quite funny when I put them in. Bump stops, a few other bits and pieces, wires all just sitting there for now. And then up the front, ran all the wires through this bit, which was real pain in the dick, along up the front, which is even worse. And a few of these other bits you'll see, which because I'm a few episodes ahead, you'll see some stuff that actually I haven't done, but they'll come along. So brake lines are all ran some brake lines up here, good on that side, just have to tidy those up. And so because I'm going to run a brake booster here, I need to have a hard rod that runs from here up to the brake line, up to the master cylinder, which is going to sit on the suspension beam, which I showed you up on the bench in a second. Yeah, but so I'm not going to put that in until the car's on the ground, just to make it nice, just to make sure everything's really in place before I button it all up and weld everything, which would be a real pain in the ass if I do that. I chucked that in, which you'll see in another episode. That one you'll see in another one, which I think is the same episode. But yeah, so I did quite a bit of running of cables and lines and etc, which I have now deleted, which infuriated me like crazy. Oh yeah, so up here, sorry, a bit upside down. This bracket here, which holds the brake booster, I'm going to cut off and move across a little bit into here, just to get the line of this. Sorry, I'm running all over the shop. To get the line of this bar, which connects onto here, which runs there. Normally the master cylinder sits here, but I'm running boosted brakes, so it's going to be a little bit different. But I'm going to run a bar from here through this hole, along and up to the brake booster, which is going to sit in here, which I'm trying to move as far as I can this way. I don't know if I will be able to, but I'm going to give it a go. But yeah, so a bit of a shorter episode. Bit of a shorter episode just because I'm a Gumby, but yeah, really motoring along, hoping in the next few episodes that I get close to flipping the thing back on its wheels. I'm really keen to have a bit more space. Not really the car, like it still takes up about the same amount of space because it's pretty much just a big loaf of rectangle. But the ability to push it over the way, put some stuff in the back of it that I'm not really using in bits and pieces like that. So really keen to get it all up and going and moving, and then the fun starts, sanding, a few more rust bits and pieces and all that fun stuff. But for now, I'm going to call this an episode, even though it's a little bit short, sorry again. But yeah, plowing on. This episode's a little bit late also, I wanted to say as well. I'm going to try, and what I've been trying since my other 4 episodes, and this will be number 5, is that each episode will come out once a fortnight. So hoping for Wednesdays, which have been working pretty well until this episode where I stuffed everything up. But yeah, probably come out late Wednesday night, early Thursday morning. Yeah, just with everything that's going on. And as I have been doing, I've been going Kombi Porsche. So I am waiting on a few bits for the Porsche because I'm looking for some special bits that I need. that probably next episode is going to be Kombi again, but then yeah, pour stuff will come into it. Just trying to get it fortnightly, just to make it a bit more regular, so people can jump on and have a good watch. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. Please like and subscribe, and I have an Instagram that you can jump on, and you'll probably see a few photos that haven't come up in the videos yet if you're keen to have a look at that. And yeah, I'll see you guys soon. Thanks for watching.